Yo. Shout out to everybody once again in the chat. I got my brothers with me. Wasted, what's good with you, King?
Man, I am feeling splendiferous tonight, man. I am feeling excellent.
I can tell, man. You're using two big-ass words already this early in the game.
Listen, I just made a word up. Splendiferous doesn't even mean anything. I think Dave Chappelle made it up.
It means a lot to me. It sounds like it got a huge meaning to it. Shout out to my brother Paul, man. What's good with you, King?
Bro, come out the gate with a portmanteau word. That's when you come make a word.
Oh yeah, see, I can tell I'm about to get flamed on this live already.
It's
about to be crazy.
Ways to come with the portmanteau word off the road.
The portmanteau, bro.
Goodness.
Shout out to my dogs, man. Shout out to everybody here in the chat. Also, you guys, episode 2 of the Winning Circle. I mean, really, it's technically episode 3 because we did another one, but we created this an episode ago. So we're going to go with episode 2 here. But shout out to everybody pulling up in the chat, whether you're here for Wasted, me, Paul, or all three of us. Hey, thank you guys for pulling up on us tonight. We're about to have some fun. We're going to break down this NFL Top 100 list, you guys, from 100 to 50. Tonight, we're going to be live for about an hour or so. A lot of us, all three of us got a lot going on outside of this, so we're going to try and jam-pack this episode, you know what I'm saying, as much as possible. Hey, real quick, Paul, let me ask you, man, because I seen you a few days ago. We went and kicked it for the Kevin Hart show. We had a ball also, man. It was
bruh.
Crazy, right?
Man, hold on. I know what question you about to go into, but I got, bro, so Wasted, you wasn't there, unfortunately, but I had been at the crib. You know how like when somebody said they're going to do something, you don't want to bother them, and you know you got to be cool about it. So I was like, I'm cool, man. You know, if the ticket do come through, it's all good. No big deal, right? No big deal. But I'm thinking about it I had my fit laid out like
first day of school.
I'm like, look, I got the little Robert Cavalier, one of them shirts. You know, I got it from Nordstrom. Right? It looked like, you know, I look like
Real deal Holyfield. Yeah.
So, man, I'm just sitting there waiting. I'm waiting. And, you know, as human beings, sometimes we train to think the worst. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they're my cousin. What up? You all see it. But anyway, so you train to think the worst, right? So, man, I'm sitting there like, as soon as you call me, like, hello? I answered it like Usher on the Confessions. Hello? I'm in the studio. You know? He is me up. He said, hey, bro, I think I got the tickets. So I tried to be cool. Deep down, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Good, you know, man, you know, whatever. Man, let me tell you something. I text my mom, I'm going to Kevin Hart. So I didn't know where we was gonna sit, Wasted.
Yeah.
We pregame, we chill. Shout out to the gang.
Man,
you know, we
Alex, my wife, we all kicked it. We rocked.
So I'm hanging out. I'm the fifth wheel. I ain't have a date, right? So I'm on a date with them, right?
Yeah.
And it's cool. I'm looking like they're tall. Son that they adopted, baby. So we get there, man, and I didn't know where the seats were. So you just know when you get to a place, you just there. You know you can't be choosy. And he tells me at the last minute, man, you maybe could have brought somebody. I'm like, look, bro, I am a +1, so it can't be a plus.
Nah, facts, bro.
So,
I feel you.
I got etiquette. So, man, we get to the wheel call. This man turns into Drake on God's Plan video. There's this guy having problems with his ticket. He realized he had another ticket. He gives this other dude and the girl ticket. He's like, y'all with us. Y'all good. Y'all with us. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, okay, Drake. So we get in, bro. Get through security. You couldn't have your phone. You had to lock your phone in a little box.
Crazy, man.
Man, so I'm thinking, okay, we're probably in the 100s, maybe the 200s. Bro, we are on the floor. 10th row. So you walk through the little thing and you really feel like a ball player. Bro, I've never sat there before. And you know, they say act like you've been there before. Yeah. I couldn't. I've been in the suites before.
Yeah.
Like through my old law firm, but I've never been on the floor.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
when I tell you the eyes, I'm looking at girls. Who is that? Because I'm by myself.
Yeah, but you him though. Him though.
Hey, Himothy. Hey, Paul was all over the place. That was Himothy. I'm telling you. Hey, Paul was out there he was really on the floor with the shit. Like for real, all over the place. I loved it, man. I loved it.
I just had to walk in there and carry myself like a star, bro. You know.
Yeah, man. Listen, bro. I'm not mad at that action at all, brother.
Yeah. It was preparing me to be at the ESPYs next year. That's the way I look at it. This was a dress rehearsal. But just super grateful to be there, man. I think that's one of the good things about, having given up drinking is that I got to be present. And just to sit there and be 10 rows up from Kevin Hart, man, I was really almost emotional, bro. I probably told him and his wife, man, thank y'all so much, man. It meant so much, man, because we take those things for granted. Because I remember just a couple of months ago, I was sitting up there. I wouldn't say I was sitting with Jesus, but I was near a disciple sitting up there.
I've been there before where I felt I was about to pass out.
Bro,
I've been there before.
Every side of it.
I got to say this real quick. First of all, look, that ain't me. Shout out to my father-in-law, my pops. You know what I'm saying? For those who y'all know that he's Kevin Hart's bodyguard. So anytime Kevin comes into town, we on the floor, we go to the VIP party, we kicked it. Kevin wasn't there because he ended up going gambling. So we ended up kicking it with like the Plastic Cup Boys backstage at the little VIP joint. Mr. Brown was the dude from Mr. Brown was there. It was cool. We kicked it. We all did our Dougie, man. We had fun. And then we ended up going to my father-in-law's hotel room for a few hours and talk sports. Kicked it a little bit after that, man. It was fun, man. We had a ball, man. Definitely a great day, man. And I'm looking forward to many more of those, my brother. I wish you were heading out to Atlanta with us here in a week and a half. We're going out to California. This huge event, man. It's insane, man. If you can somehow, some way, I'll tell you this. We got a big Airbnb. You want to pull up on us? Come on.
Can I ask you a question really quickly?
Wait a minute.
Is there a bunk bed for Andy? And Andy is still got to have a bunk bed.
Hey, anywhere Andy goes, there's a bunk bed attached to it. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, Paul, I'm saying, bro, you want to pull up on us? We're going to be out there vibing, man. Blazing Trees, our Burning Trees Festival, Ludacris. We're throwing a big event, bro. Rick Ross, Busta Rhymes, Soulja Boy. Then we have our Raider event with Warren Sapp, Corrupt, Too Short. It's going to be crazy, man. You need to come out there and rock with us, man.
Man, bro. It was just crazy because a lot of people were like, man, that the dude was at church. Now you at the Kevin Hart. My mom was just, bro, my boy's like, Paul will meet everybody, bro. Y'all and then when I met your father-in-law in the hotel, I didn't really want to leave, bro. Like he and I was just having this conversation.
I told you, bro, y'all was gonna click up. You know what I'm saying? And he knows a lot of people in the game. When I talked to him the other day too. I gotta line y'all up and get y'all rocking because he asked about you. So I definitely want to get y'all together. And it was funny to see, Mitch interacting with everybody. He was, it was cool, man. We had a ball, man. We definitely
he was asking Mitch some tough questions too, bro. Like so what's your plan? And he was breaking it out. Mitch wasn't flustered, but I guarantee you Mitch went back and was like, you know what? He asked me some tough questions.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Mitch ice cold though, man. I mess with Mitch, man. Mitch ice cold, bro. That's a good guy, man.
Mitch is real top tier. Like I'm gonna tell you what Mitch. We'll talk about this later. But me and Mitch, I was at Mitch's house first arguing with him. We got into a little sports debate because we were talking about.
Oh my God.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Yeah, because you know what? We're going to save that because we're going to do this top 100 list. And there's somebody on there that actually is a part of this conversation.
Yeah.
So, and you guys, we're going to breeze through this. We're not going to break down every single player statistically or what they do and all that. We're going to get through it pretty quick. Shout out to everybody here in the chat. Wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up.
Shout out to Brody, man. Shout out to our brother Brody McFarland, bro. He said he's going to pull up to Adelanto, too.
Hey.
You know how Brody is. Brody will mess around and pull up too, yo.
Brody, you need to. Oh, and you guys, I get to say this, man, because shout out to my boy Brody, man, and Ahern. We had a great time at the draft. You know what? I'm going to save that. Oh, shout out to Brody. Hey, pull up on us too, man. Shout out to my guy, Brody. Hey, matter of fact, Paul, we got to connect you with Brody, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't mean, bro, I'm part of the Raider. I'm like at least a Raider Nation cousin at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, so you mentioned that, that night we was all out. I said, hey, bro, I got to save my voice. Y'all kept trying to make me talk loud and stuff. I said, no, bro, I got to save my voice. I was in the play at church. Remember my wasted? I think I told y'all this last time. I made my acting debut at church, bro.
Yeah, I saw it.
I see
like
you
a Tyler Perry play, right?
Yeah, he was dancing across the stage and sweeping back and forth. Okay.
Hey, bro, look, man, my group, man, everybody did their thing, bro. My bro Allen, he wrote my script, man. I got my bag, man. I felt like Michael P. Jordan. I was nervous.
Let me ask you a question, because when Tyler Perry plays, there's always one really, really bad guy, and there's one really, really good guy. Were you the really, really good guy?
Nah, bro. It was more like everybody had a monologue type, and it's like the real dramatic music in the back. So like one person was a lady that was barren and couldn't have kids, and then another person. So I probably had the closest level of character to himself. My character was the persecuted, the guy who kind of changed his behavior and lost all his boys.
Yeah.
Wrote the script. I started freestyling, bro, and then like the crowd was amping me up. I forgot one line. I said, I just didn't want to play roulette with my soul, and the crowd went crazy. I mean, there's only like 6 people said amen, but that's the crowd. Also, y'all know the meme where the guy like he kind of starts smiling. He's like, yeah, they're cheering for me. I forgot what movie.
Yeah.
They start cheering. Next thing you know, I went off script a little. But I got my bag, bro. I would say I did well. I went back and watched it. It was a great time, man. Great time.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna do this because I've been texting with my brother Cody. Shout out to my bro. You know you didn't have to do that either. Brody and Cody, back-to-back supers, man. Love to see it.
That's insane, right?
Yeah, and Cody, that $9.99 is going towards the first beer when I see you in Las Vegas. Because for those who don't know, I can't go into detail yet because everything's set in stone. I'll say this, right? Everything is already finalized, but there's some minor details that we're still working on in order to do this. Let's just say this, you guys. You're going to see me, Cody, and Samoan, and a few of our other guys on the team at every single home game. We got a residency out there with the hotel that I'm not going to name yet, but I'll just say that it's going to be huge, massive. This is outside of just the party bus situation. This is going to be insane. And we're going to be dropping the news here shortly. I don't want to say that. We can't say the name of it yet because, like I said, we're still ironing out a few details. But every home game, you guys, we will be partying, I think from like 6 at night to 12 midnight. So we're going to be podcasting the whole time, partying, kicking it. It's going to be a ball. Every single home game, you guys. If you guys are in Las Vegas, make sure you tap in with me and my brother Cody, my brother Samoan. B is going to be there. Waste is going to fly in for a few weeks. And shit, Paul, if you there, come rock with us. Like, we want to have as many people come out and vibe with us. We're about to have, right here, Cody said it perfectly, Saturday nights about to be a movie.
It's going to be like Too Short, Blow Your Whistle for 12 straight hours.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly. You know what? This what we're going to do. Real quick. It's gonna look like this.
Yes, sir.
Every Saturday night, and I don't know how we're gonna podcast in the middle of all that shit for 7 hours or 6 hours, but we're gonna do it. So stay tuned for that,
man. So the Raiders' home schedule. I mean, I know half of that schedule. What where y'all play Tennessee? Y'all play the Titans?
We play in Tennessee. And I'm flying out there too.
Yeah. And you know what? To be honest with you, we talked about this today. I got to go to that game. I have to go to the Tennessee. I wasn't going to go to the Tennessee game, but I have to. Especially, I know you probably going to be in the place to be, so I got to go down. We got to tap in.
Yeah, we got to do an episode of our joint out there.
Yeah, tap in face to face, right?
There's no reason not to.
I'll tap y'all in with my boy Teron too. Davenport, the ESPN report. He real solid. I think he's from Philly. He around from East Coast guy.
Yeah, facts.
I talked to Jordan Schwartz today too, bro. He hit me back again actually after he sent me that wasted.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so we're still working on that show. So I'm still going to tap you in, Paul, with that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's definitely in the works. Jordan just be sending me random Raider stuff before he actually like tweets it out, and then I'm like, but bro, what's up with the show? Like,
what's going on here, bro?
Speaking of Raiders, man, like, what's up with y'all trading a 4th round pick so soon? Is that typical when there's a new regime? I saw y'all traded the safety to the Titans.
Tyree Gillespie. I know everybody's asking about that in the chat as well. I know this technically isn't a Raiders show, but if we're in it, it's a Raiders show.
Yeah, I just wanted to add.
Yeah, but we got a late rounder. We got a conditional, probably 6th or 7th for him. I think that this regime is pretty much sold on the backups that we already have. Roger Teamer and Deron Harmon, the veteran, the closer, I guess, and these UDFAs that we got. Gillespie, man, I love, bro. I was a huge fan of him coming out of Missouri. Like this guy with our scheme, with our guy, with defensive coordinator with Patrick Graham, I was assuming he would utilize that versatility. This guy could play in a nickel in the box, strong, free. I don't know what happened.
He ran like a 4.39.
Yeah,
I heard his agility numbers at the combine were kind of.
Yeah, but that's why he fell to the fourth. But he had talent to go even lower than that or higher than that. You know what I'm saying? One of his major knocks. Go ahead, Wes.
My bad, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
No, you good.
We looking at measurables, right? He didn't even create one turnover in college, and he hasn't had one turnover in the National Football League. He's only had 8 tackles in his whole NFL career. Yeah. And we already got a guy on our roster right now who's done a whole hell of a lot more and has measurables in Jonathan Abram. Yeah. So if you have that guy on your roster that was a first-round pick that you have a lot more invested in, you got to get this guy off your roster because you know that you got the closer, you got the wily veteran that knows your system, that can create turnovers. He's already created a turnover in preseason.
Yeah, already.
Right? And then with Gillespie, that's the currency of hope. He was drafted in the 4th round, and I think that was a reach, even taking him in the 4th round. He didn't do anything at Missouri. Okay. Really, to be honest with you, you're just drafting him based off of the fact that he's big and he can run fast.
I have to disagree. I think he did a lot at Missouri, but he didn't have those sexy stats. There was no interceptions, there was no turnovers, but like they played him all over the place. Like his versatility was very valuable at Missouri. But I know what you mean, Wasted. Because there really wasn't any sexy, splashy plays from him, but Gillespie was a dog. But hey, if he must not fit the scheme, look, these guys know what they're doing. Patrick Graham knows what he's doing. Our head coach has won 6 rings. I'm going off what he knows. But I was very disappointed to see that we let go of Tyree Gillespie this early. It's funny. I did a live this morning, and I said one shocker today would be crazy if we cut him. I said if we cut Tyree, that would be one crazy thing to me. Next thing you know, we didn't technically cut him, but we traded him.
But that was a guy that when we were talking about who we would think would be cut or wouldn't make the team, I picked him and I picked him Marcus Robinson. And the reason why is because you can only carry but so many.
Shit. Go ahead, bro.
But on the real, listen, I'm not gloating. I'm just saying there's only so many safeties you can cover. Not cover, but you can carry, right? Yeah, so Jonathan Abram, they have to do their just diligence to try to see that they get the most out of Jonathan Abram. Jonathan Abram is a guy that has really produced at a high level close to the line of scrimmage. Yes. So you have tape to show that he's valuable. So you got to get. Then Deron Harmon's a guy that can play at the National Football League. He's been valuable.
So and now Teamer as well. He can get it done in safety, but he's also a very, very valuable special teams guy.
Yeah. So
it's tough to even get rid of one of those guys, knowing that they bring more to the table.
Yeah. So now what do you do at that point, right? So and then you got a lot of UDFAs who have the measurables on the same par with the guy who was a year older than them that they didn't bring in. So they have no attachments to this man. So that's why they did that. But what I'm glad that they didn't do is I'm glad they didn't cast him aside and not get anything for him.
Yeah,
I'm glad that they at least got some draft capital for him.
Yeah, and the good thing about that is, Paul, with our guy with Ziegler, like he knows how to get those late draft picks, and he knows how to get great UDFAs. I mean, he drafted J.C. Jackson in New England, undrafted, and look at this guy. He's an all-pro, one of the best, highest-paid cornerbacks in the league now. You know what I'm saying? So, when we trade for those late-round picks, usually we got a 6th or a 7th. With this GM that we have, I'm actually excited about it because, he hits on those late-round picks. You know what I mean? So, like we got our guy Mumford, you know what I'm saying, the tackle/guard out of Ohio State, and he's playing pretty well thus far. Don't get me wrong, he's still rookie, he got a lot of rust to shake off, but he's to me, he looks like a piece that can fit this puzzle later on in the future. So, hopefully, man, we draft. There may be another safety. Look, there's a lot of teams that's cutting some guys. There may be another guy that we have our eyes on.
True.
I don't know. But we need some help in the trenches. And I think, carrying that many safeties, knowing you need a real true defensive tackle that can get it done or some offensive line help, you got to free up that roster spot. And I think that's where Tyree Gillespie was just kind of the odd man out. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got you.
That's where it is. Shout out to everybody here in the chat. Wipe them feet. Y'all hit them thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. I don't know if you're watching from Waste's channel or my channel, but it doesn't matter. Make sure you subscribe to all of us. And also follow our brother, you know what I'm saying, Paul Derousselle on IG. Spell it out real quick for everybody, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like carousel, but it's Derousselle.
Yeah, at Paul, PAULDEROUSSELLE. Bro, it was a time trying to spell that in kindergarten, just so you know.
That's the reason why you're a lawyer, brother. That's the reason why you're a lawyer. You had to tap into that part of your brain very, very early in your life.
And then it got a capital R in it, too. Like my dad added that for a little razzle dazzle, you know, just.
There we go. I know this your family right here.
Yeah.
There we go, right there. And Paul's name is on the video, you guys. So
guitar.
Yeah, the name is on the video also. So make sure you guys follow our brother, man, on IG and Twitter, and support everything that he got going. And also, one more time, shout to my bro's church, man, for putting so much love and investing so much time into our brother, man, because you know, we know he spoke about his past, and you know, he's coming about a bad place, and these people have definitely carried him and put him in an area where you see him shining, you see that light coming off of him, man. So shout out to, is it at Hamilton Park? Or is that
First Baptist Church at Hamilton Park, man? Dr. Greg Foster is our pastor, man. You know, we had the paint event, the video coming out from that. Yeah. We had, man, it was a great turnout. The pastor sang Michael Jackson. I sang a little Anthony Hamilton here and there. You know, it was a good time, man. It's just to have that opportunity, man. To be with my church family, bro, it's a different type of love, man. It's a different type.
If you don't have a dirty beard, you can't sing Anthony Hamilton.
No, but look, I ain't gonna lie though. So
you gotta have patches like all over the place to do some Anthony
Hamilton. I got, you know, my favorite part of that song. I don't know how well y'all know the Anthony Hamilton song. He's like giving you the best when he be like, "Good morning, it's breakfast." Yeah. Like I don't know why, but that part right there just turns me up, bro. Like it's breakfast. You know, see the cat spend the night, and he said it's breakfast. You know, he lost track of time. I
love Anthony Hamilton, man.
That's one of my favorite singers in the world. Shout out to
me too, man. Definitely.
Real quick, this one's for Paul, man. As an agent, if a team was to come to you and ask your client to study film 8 hours a day in a contract, how would you handle that? I like that question.
That's a good question, bro. Like, I guess what position? But man, no, I can't see just adding that arbitrary provision. There'd have to be a reason for that, right? You can't just add that because we believe. It would have to be something egregious for me to agree to that. Like we're not, bro. Like no, especially if there's no precedent for it and there's no other player that's held to them standards. Nah. Now we talking about a guy that's been kicked out of multiple teams, and the reason for it was that he's late for practices. Maybe we can have something where he's fine for missing stuff or all this other stuff. But dog, come on, man. Like you're not about to play with me like that.
No, I like it.
No, 8 hours a day.
Is that even logistically possible though?
No, because you're not even playing that many hours of football. You know what I'm saying? Like where do you fit football into the equation after 8 hours of studying? Like
I think like with his question, I think maybe
Khalil Murray.
If there was one, just no, I'm not agreeing to that under those circumstances, bro. Like no, especially all right. And even if I do agree to it, we're gonna have to have some type of NDA where nobody else knows about it. Because think about it. Let's say that player ultimately wants to get into free agency or do something subsequent to that team. There's this stigma out that he's not a worker or he's a lazy guy, so I'm not going to do nothing. And they might use that against him. He might lose leverage later on in this. So, like, it's going to be a hard no for me. You want to add that in there? Let's tie it to an incentive. Let's since you want to do that, like you want to this arbitrary, we call it continuing football education.
Yeah. Right? For 8 hours, you better double my contract.
Give me a continuing football education addendum to my contract, $150,000 a year. We can call it we can work it out. We can be creative.
Hold on real quick.
But you know the funny thing about that, $150,000 a year equates to that being like a real job, like an actual, not a real job. It equates to it being a part-time job almost. And it's like perception becomes reality in the National Football League. So you don't even want that stigma on a player. That's the crazy thing that the fact that the Kyler Murray thing even got out. That's what I'm saying. It was crazy. So now the reality of Kyler Murray is that he's not a guy who doesn't take his craft seriously, and that's not fair,
bro. And it's also just let's just call a spade a spade. They say this about black quarterbacks in general, right? There's feeding into that stereotype. He's not the smartest. He's not. You know. So hell nah, bro. No. They and even if they would have had that in there, they should have had that where it was confidential.
Yes.
Facts. Shout out to everybody still rocking with us, man. Real quick, here's the list, you guys. We're gonna start running down this top 100 updated NFL list. Is there any names? Can you both see? My bad, Paul.
Yeah, I could definitely see. Paul, can you see?
My eyes ain't the best. It's all good though. I'm a thug through it. Come on.
Is there anybody that's shocking right here in these?
Mac Jones.
There's a couple of them actually. To be honest, is Kirk Cousins a top 100 player?
At this point, I don't know what he did last year, man. Kirk Cousins is nice though, bro. I think Kirk gets a rough. Hey, one thing we know about him, bro, is an astute businessman.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The franchise, he played the tag games and won every time.
Yep,
he's the top 101 when it comes to business.
Definitely.
He's definitely a guy that goes to the casino, plays blackjack, and he hitting on 16 every time.
Every single time.
Bro bet on himself every time, and I think he came off of it and got like a 3-year deal, 84 fully guaranteed. Something crazy. Come on, man.
Bro, he different. But you know what? Okay, we'll say this. If he did fit on this list, I get where he is. At 99, I'm cool with that, right? Like, that's cool. Like, he's still top 100, but
I think I'll be honest with you, bro. I think Lattimore is criminally too low.
Way too low.
I don't the disrespect for Lattimore, bro is a problem. Like he's very good. And I'm not just saying that because I'm from Louisiana. Bro shouldn't be that low. I don't know who else, if you know anybody watching, they see any name that just sticks out.
I like that Justin Tucker's on there, the best kicker in the league. Like, that's cool. They got a kicker on there. Like, he definitely deserves to be on that list.
Lattimore is low, but Kirk Cousins, man, I think Kirk Cousins should definitely be on there. I mean, he's 9th in the league in passing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think he should have been way lower on, way higher on this list. They got Roquan at 84. He should at least fell in his 60s or 70s.
Roquan is a dog. He's a dog. His contract situation, I've been paying attention. The Bears gonna have to stop playing with that man, bro.
Yeah, no, definitely. Odell Beckham, when healthy, we know he's a top 100 guy. At 90, I don't really have anything against that. Jonathan Allen, Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward is a top 10, top 5 corner,
bro. And speaking of, I don't know if you saw, he was on the Pivot the other night.
Oh, it was excellent episode. Episode.
Channing Crowder kept talking about how beautiful he was, but bro, I'm not gonna lie. Bro is a handsome dude. I like Denzel Ward. They might as well call him Denzel Washington. Bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I'm looking at dude like, bro, this dude he has great skin. His eyes are light. I mean, I couldn't even hate. He's the type of dude.
Yo, listen, I just threw it from my mouth a little bit right now.
No, bro, I gotta be honest with you, though, bro. Like, he's the kind of dude that if he's in your girl's DM and she responds, you be like, you know what? I get it. I understand.
Paul, man. Paul, what in the hell?
I'm not even mad at you.
Hey, Paul, man. Paul, how you doing, man? It's Coach Gruden, man. Listen, we gotta have a little conversation, man. You don't come on a Raider Nation show, man, talking about another man's a beautiful man. What the hell is going on with you, man?
Hey, bro. Hey,
man.
Wait.
RT6, I'll pull it up in a second. Bro.
Hey, man, no, it's Coach Gruden right now, man. Hey, listen, man. I'm in here to bring some fucking nightmares to you, Paul. You can't be doing that, man. Now, you got to knock on some wood now, Paul. Knock on some wood if you're with me, baby.
Paul.
Come on. All right. Come on now, Paul. Let's get it back together, man. Come on, man. Raiders.
Y'all crazy. Hey, you know what's so funny, bro? Paul said that. And now I don't know what Denzel Ward looks like. I definitely now I have to see what Denzel Ward looks like.
Pull him up real quick and tell me, be honest, bro.
Hold on.
It's like Charlie Murphy. He's like,
he said, you don't know Prince is good at ball? Challenge him. Bro, I'm trying to, bro, challenge him. Wasted. So you wasted. So if you had an NFL Madden and you had to create a player, you would, and you created yourself, you wouldn't make yourself look like Denzel Ward.
No.
I'm looking like Denzel Ward. I don't care what that bro got the dreads and everything. Bro is handsome.
Oh my God. All right. Look.
This has taken a turn. This is taking a turn, everyone said.
Right, look, I'm not even gonna go that route right now, but that is hilarious though.
That's hilarious. Right.
We're gonna keep going down the list. There's a bunch of names I see, like Kenny Moore, probably top 3 nickel corner in the league. Wyatt Teller, I agree with him at guard. I don't know why James Conner's on this list, you guys. I love his story.
Man, that's way. He shouldn't even be on this list.
No, he scores a lot of touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Great, but his stats.
Whoa, bro, how is Trey Hendrickson? I don't think he should be that low, and neither should Demario Davis.
Yeah, Trey Hendrickson's a dog.
The Trey Hendrickson slander is unbelievable, and I know. See, some people with sacks are sometimes an overrated stat, but Trey Hendrickson, bro, is not just a sack artist. Like in the case of, say, for instance, a guy like Yannick Ngakoue. Yannick Ngakoue will have like 11 sacks and 15 tackles. So in that case, I think the sack is a little overrated. But Trey Hendrickson is pretty stout against the run as well. I really don't understand why he's a guy who doesn't get as much love as he probably should.
I think it's because he's a little more. How old is Trey Hendrickson?
I know he's been in the league. It's probably like his 5th or 6th year. So he's at least 28. What, 27, 28?
He's a young guy, man.
He's 27. He'll be 28 in December. Maybe it's because he's a little bit more up there in age. I don't know. I mean, that doesn't really make any sense to me. Antoine,
he got drafted in 2017, Graphk. Yeah, so like that's not.
He's still young. Bro, Rashawn Slater should not be on this list yet. He had a great rookie year last year with the Chargers. Yes, phenomenal rookie year. But like, you still got more to showcase. You got to do that consistently. Like, I don't know how Rashawn Slater. Don't get me wrong, it is the top 100 list for
Bro, Trey Hendrickson had 14 sacks. He had 3 forced fumbles. He had 21 solo tackles, 13 assists, 12 tackles for loss, 27 QB hits. I think that should have him a little higher than he actually is, man.
Definitely. There's a few guys, though. Quandre Diggs, I like him at safety. I wouldn't have had him in the 70s. I would have had him maybe up in the 90s somewhere. I like him. But I like Cordell Patterson's here. I like that they got old man Cordell high-stakes Patterson.
That's right, baby.
He can get it done at receiver, running back, whatever you want him to do. Return kicks. Brian Burns is a dog for the Panthers. Darius Slade just gets better with age. I mean, a lot of these guys belong here. Cameron Jordan, when healthy.
Devin White should be higher.
Where's Devin at? Oh, Devin's 64. Damn.
Devin White should be higher, man. There are. I can't name 3 Mike linebackers that are better than that guy.
Bro, DeForest Buckner at 66, he should be lower. Like where he should be in the 30s or 40 range to me.
DeForest Buckner? I don't know about that, man.
I like Buckner, bro. He's one of my favorite defensive tackles in the league, outside of Jeffrey Simmons, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, DeForest Buckner should be higher then. That's what I'm saying. So DeForest Buckner should be up in the 40s, right?
96. I got you on the super, brother. Give me a minute. It's hard to read the supers while we're doing something because it's totally off topic. But I got you, my brother. I love to see our guy there. Derek Carr didn't make the list last year, right? He's there. I think because of all the shit we had to overcome in Vegas last year with Grew going out, Henry Ruggs, still making the playoffs, winning those 4 or 5 games at the end of the season to make the playoffs. I do believe that DC belongs on this top 100 list, and y'all may kill me for this. I don't know if DC should be at 65, but I think he should be on the list.
He should be higher than that, bro.
I think he should be in the 70s, 80s. That's just
Graphk. Come on, Graphk.
What's wrong? Bro, Kirk Cousins is at 99.
Bro, Derek should be higher than Kirk Cousins. Way higher. Like, bro, this is the thing. There's only so if there's 100 players in the National Football League, right? How many quarterbacks makes this list? Probably 8.
Yeah.
So Derek, based off of the year he had and us making the playoffs in the manner that we did, I think that Derek should be a little higher than that, maybe because he's a quarterback.
But you still have to. Yes, he had a crazy amount of passing yards last year, but the interception, the turnover. I mean, the turnover ratio to touchdown, like it just wasn't there to me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying he was Aaron Rodgers last year, but
you mean nobody.
The thing is, you got to put a premium on quarterback play. I think, right? So I think if you're one of the 10 or 11 best quarterbacks in football, you got to be in the top like 50 guys. That's just my metric.
I get it, but look, he had 48. I think he had 4,800 passing yards. look, I'm just happy one of our guys is there, right? I love it. I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I'm looking at a bunch of other players at their positions, and I'm like, look, we'll save that for a Raider show. We'll definitely talk about that. But you got to give it to him. He did have Zay Jones and Brian Edwards and, these other guys out there, Deshaun Jackson at the end of his career. I get it. And shit, what Darren Waller was pretty much gone for that stretch at the end of the season as well. But Devin White should be way, way lower. And when I mean lower, I mean, in the 30s or 40 range to me. Devin White is a phenomenal linebacker. Jalen Waddle, he still has more to prove. He had a great season with Miami, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if he belongs there at that point. Where do you think? I mean, do you think Waddle fits right there, Paul, in the 60s?
I think that's a bit ambitious. I think he's shown the traits, though. I think he's going to be one of those guys that probably makes that leap between, a lot of times those receivers, those second-year guys, I think Cortland Sutton made a similar leap. You see it.
Yeah.
He's going to be in a good scheme, and he gets to be a 2. He gets, last year was a little different for him. Yeah. He gets to be a 2. And with Tyreek Hill and with what they do on the running game, that system, that Shanahan, that the way they run, they're going to run the ball, so he's going to have.
And they got Gesicki over there too, Paul.
Mike, high stakes Gesicki, baby.
Yeah, he's going to be a beast for him. That's their Waller. That's their version of D Wall. You know what I mean? Nowhere near the talent level. Don't get me wrong, but he has that build. You know what I'm saying? No. Like he's built like a receiver. You know what I'm saying?
As a blocker, I would say that he's better than Darren.
Okay.
I like Mike Gesicki, man.
Chandler Jones is at 62. Now, I'm gonna be honest, you guys. I love it because we got 3 Raiders back to back, or 4 Raiders back to back right here. D Wall at 58. If you're going off of last season, I don't think the D Wall should be that high. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. If we're going technically just off of last season, I don't know how D Wall can be. How is D Wall higher than Max Crosby when Crosby had over 100 QB? Was it 100 QB pressures?
He barely played, dude.
I know that's why I don't know how D Wall can be there.
I gotta ask you guys something, and Paul, I want to start with you. How come the QB pressure isn't as revered as the sack? And I know because the sack, you're wrapping the quarterback up. It's kind of the act, but QB pressures, man, kind of result in more like calamity than the sack does a lot of times. Like, I think there's not enough attention paid to pressures, man, because like your guy.
Oh, Simmons is a dog. Yeah.
Like your guy, what he does, guys like him and Aaron Donald, they create so much havoc and it makes everything so much easier for the defense that it's almost just as important, if not more important, than the sack.
I think at some point, it's one of those things like the sack just became the end all be all, right? I mean, obviously it matters. It's important.
It's the slam dunk. It
is, but bro, those pressures. Here's what I think. I think your smart agents know to bring that up. Well, especially if you got a GM that knows football.
Yeah.
The people who you want to know, they understand that. It's sometimes those things that don't show up on the stat sheet, even though it is a stat. But it's one of those things like you get a QB pressure and he throw an interception. He like you said, there's a lot of things can happen off of a pressure. Just that constant, you get in the quarterback's head. Yeah. The more pressure, the more duress that quarterback is under, it affects and impacts the whole game. So I'm with you 100%.
Yeah, I think Max should have been way lower way higher on this list. Yeah. D Wall should have been lower. If anything, if he made this list still off of last year, look, you guys, I'm being honest. Diehard Raider, how I am. But I think that Waller should have been, lower on this list. Chandler Jones is right there. Let's be real. Chandler Jones had 5 sacks in week 1 against Tennessee. After that, he didn't play the run as well as he used to. He wasn't that all-pro guy against the run. And I think he had about 5 or 6 sacks in total after that week 1. Chandler Jones is Chandler Jones. I love Chandler, but I still think that Max separated himself from that. Like, you shouldn't only be 3 away from Chandler. I think Max should be way higher on this list than Chandler Jones.
I remember Chandler. I was at that game when it was the Titans. He had 5 sacks.
Yeah.
And I was telling somebody sitting next to me, I said, he going to the Pro Bowl off of this one game.
One game.
All he got to do is get 4 rest of the year.
Yep. But he's also returning to a system that he's very, very familiar with, from his days in New England. He knows Graham. So I think that he's going to ball. If he can stay healthy, I think he'll ball. He's not, like I said, he's not who he was against the run anymore, but he's still a dog. Hey, let me ask you, because my boy Auntie Six wants to ask you this. I don't want to do too much. So we've already talked about this. We beat this over the head a million times on all of our shows. Waller just missed the preseason game, right? I don't want to go this quick analysis of this. He just missed the preseason game. He was at the Las Vegas Aces game on the sideline watching this girl ball. All right. Mind you, Mark Davis is our owner. He was at the game too. They didn't sit together, but he missed our preseason game in order to go watch that game. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's the first preseason game. The optics of it, and I saw some of people posting about it. I think I saw somebody post like it doesn't look good. It's not a bad look because just from an optics standpoint, it's a preseason game. And I think it's also the dynamic that, you also have a contract issue kind of right now too. So I can look at it from both sides, man. But if he got the blessing of the organization, which I think, he probably had to get to be there.
Yeah, definitely.
Then, man.
That's why I kind of cut it short, because at first I was pissed. I was like, what are you doing? And then I was like, you know what? If I'm going to be upset with anyone, right? If this is, it has to be Mark Davis. If you're the one that gave you a blessing and gave it, said, hey man, gave him the permission to do it. If anybody's gonna be mad at anybody, I think we should be more upset with Mark Davis, right?
Yeah. I just see, the thing is that everybody needs to be on board with it, right? Like the team, the owner, and the coach, right? And I have a hard time believing that everybody is on board with that kind of behavior. Like athletes and guys, it's such a team. It's such like a pack mentality.
Yeah.
I can't believe that everyone's on board with that. And I don't like the optics of a guy who's supposed to be a leader and a guy who has that C on his chest doing that, because all the little things matter. And Raider Nation has this thing with Darren Waller where we let Darren Waller off the hook for everything because we fall in love with the story. We fell in love with everything that he is. And to me, that's bullshit. Let's deal with things. Let's compartmentalize what happens time to time, and let's move on from there. And I don't want to get into it because I beat this shit to death yesterday.
Me too. All I'm gonna say is too, his teammates, they seem non-affected by it. They're tagging him. They're all happy he made the top 100 list. They're all sharing pictures amongst each other. So it doesn't seem like at least the captains, the leaders of this team, are upset about anything. But at the end of the day, look, I'll say this. Where I met Paul, Brandon, right? He's a corner for Baltimore. It was his event, backpack drive. Tyree Phillips is his teammate. Guess who was there to support him? Tyree Phillips. And this is a backpack drive for kids. This is even a preseason game. You know what I'm saying? So I look at that kind of camaraderie and I'm like, I would expect that same thing, especially when it's game time and these young pups are trying to fight for spots. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would assume that you would want all your leaders on deck. But, I digress. I don't want to do that because it's going to turn into a whole D-Wall show. We know how this goes. But let's finish off this list real quick. We got D-Wall at 58, 59. I love to see so many Raiders on this list, man. It's beautiful. And we get right here to the top. We'll go from 56. Xavier Howard is one of the greatest corners in the league. I definitely agree with him. And then we got one of our guys over here, defensive tackle. Our brother, Paul's client, defensive tackle from the Tennessee Titans. How do you feel about Jeffrey Simmons being at 54? Because I'm going to be honest with you. Look, I'm not a Titan fan. I'm a Raider, but I feel this is criminal.
I mean, I hadn't really talked to him about it, so I don't know. And no matter how he feels, he ain't going to say nothing. Like, he's not one of those type of guys that gets caught up in that. He might have not even looked at the list. Well, never mind. People were tagging and he just retweeted it or whatever. But
yeah.
I mean, you look at those lists, man. I know better, and I'm not just criminal. You happy anytime? Obviously, you grateful to be mentioned. This is the second straight year. I think last year he was like 78.
Yeah. So
to have jumped 24 spot at this rate, he'll be top 30 next year. So you look at where he's trending towards. That's a good thing. But ain't no way. I'm gonna be honest with you. Ain't no way.
Listen,
I think you talk to any offensive coordinator in the league, and they go in there and they start game planning on the week. First thing they doing when they in that room is they wondering where 98 is lining up. And I'll stand on that. Is a difference between being disruptive and being dominant.
Yeah.
And we could talk about only having 8.5 sacks, but I mean, against the Rams it was 3 and a hurry that caused the pick 6.
Yeah.
Most dominant player on the field against the Rams, most dominant player against the Bills, most dominant player for damn sure against the Bengals. So, man, like, I get it. A lot of those things are reputation, and people are just so caught up in saying, well, this guy is this guy. But the people who really, really know football know that, I mean, top way higher than that. You know, I mean, it's hard to put a number on that, but because there's so many great players in the league, and I'm not going to say, but nah, it ain't no way.
Bro, this is my opinion, right? Totally unbiased. Aaron Donald is probably the best defensive tackle that I've seen in my lifetime. Besides, like, it's like him, Sapp, and John Randall. It's like you could take whichever one you want, right? And then in today's league, it's Aaron Donald and then Jeffrey Simmons.
At this
and
point,
there's nobody else that's in that ethos.
You can maybe say
Quentin Williams, maybe.
Quentin Williams. You can maybe say Big Cat, Leonard Williams. You know what I mean? But
them guys, like, to me, no. Like, them guys are cut under that guy. And to me, the fact that a guy that plays a position that is that pivotal is in the 50s is criminal. I think people that are at the top of the class in their position group are top 20. That's what I think. I think, like, if you're one of the top 2 wide receivers in football, you're top 20. You're one of the top 2 quarterbacks, top 20. Top 2 running backs, top 2 offensive linemen, guards, whatever, top 20. That's how I look at it.
No. I mean, second team All-Pro last year to me was criminal. Should have been first team. Right? I mean,
Chris Jones ain't messing around with Jeffrey. I'm sorry.
I mean, and you know, their teammates. Shout out to Chris Jones is great, but man, look, if you just get outside of all the sexy stuff, and even 8.5 sacks is a great number, and he probably tell you he missed about 4 or 5 of them, just getting overzealous. But even your comparison with Aaron Donald, right? All right, there's just Aaron Donald's different, right? He's different. He's a different type guy, but. It upsets me when people will make the comment like it's egregious to speak of them in even the same paragraph or the same, because we only talking about a guy who missed the first half of his rookie year. He wasn't even supposed to play his whole rookie year. Came back after 8-9 games to play, made it to the playoffs, made plays. So we really only got 2.5 years body of work. And if you look at Aaron Donald's first 3 years and put them side by first 2 years, year 2 and 3,
the mirror.
Put them side by side, and what Jeff has been asked to do and what he's done for that defense and how he's helped make already good players great around him. Harold Landry.
He made Harold Landry rich. And look, I'm a fan of Landry. I watched him since Boston College. I believed in him, but let's be real. Like, Jeffrey Simmons helped this man get, what do you have, like 17.5, 8 sacks or something like that, or 18 sacks?
He had a big number, man. So, Harold got paid as he deserved to get that number. But, I mean, when we talk about the D tackles and Jeff being 54, bro, and I know it's hard for me to be objective.
Yeah. No, I'm being objective. I'm not a Titans fan. I am a football fan. I'm going to say this because you can't be objective, right? I'm saying this. I've watched a lot of football. So when we're dealing with what Aaron Donald is, we're dealing with a guy who's almost at the end of his journey, a guy who almost retired. He's done almost I think you've seen the best football you're going to see out of Aaron Donald, right? He's at that part of his career. I'm saying that. You're not saying that. I'm saying that as a guy who has watched Aaron Donald a long time, right? I think that Jeffrey Simmons is next. That's what I think. And I think that for the next 10 years of football, within the next year and a half, everyone's going to say that he's the best defensive tackle in football. Definitely. And it's going to be that way for the next 10 or 11 years. That's what I'm saying.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Real quick, I want to say this. Devontae will be there, you guys. He'll be in the top 10. He's the best wide receiver in the NFL. He'll definitely be there. But we got to pump the brakes with the Hunter Renfro talk. He had one really good year, and he's at his position. Do you guys think he's better than Max Crosby, Derek Carr, Chandler Jones, and Darren Waller? I don't think that he falls into the top 50. After one good year of production, I don't see that. I don't know how Hunter Renfro falls in the top 50. If he does, I would be screaming from the mountaintops in excitement. I'd be happy as hell to have another Raider on the list. I just don't know how Hunter Renfro falls into the top 50. Yes, he's a baller. Yes, we love him, but I don't see that. I don't see that. I don't know how that would happen. You know what I mean? I mean, what do you think about that? I mean, I don't. Do you see that wasted? I don't see how Hunter Renfro falls.
No, I don't see. It's not possible. Like at this point, so what are we doing with Justin Jefferson? How many wide receivers can make this list? What are we doing with the kid from Cincinnati?
Yeah.
What are we doing with Deebo Samuels?
Yeah.
What are we doing with Cooper Kupp?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, bro. What are we doing from the kid from Buffalo?
Yeah.
Like, how many wide receivers are going to make this list?
Yeah. Stephon Diggs will be on the list.
Yeah.
Devontae will be on the list. Like you said, Jefferson will be on the list. Jamar Chase, so he'll be on the list. There may be a couple Cincinnati Bengal receivers on this list. I'm just saying I don't see Hunter Renfro, making that top 50. But next year, let's just get him in there. Let's have him start in the 90s, and then we can move on. Then we can move up the ladder. But I get it. We all love him. He's a Raider, top 3 slot guy in the league. But top 50, man, that is very, very
for 1,000 yards, bro.
Yeah,
1,000 yards. Come on, dog.
Yeah, that's very, very biased. I mean, that's tough. That's tough. Let me ask you guys, since we're talking about this top 50 list, who are some guys that you guys think? We already did the top 50, and I know we didn't really kind of gloss over it a little bit, but name one of your guys you think that we'll see here in the next 40, in the 40 range. Name one guy that you guys can pinpoint. I see a lot of Debos in the chat. I can definitely see Deebo Samuels falling into the 40 range. Maybe even 30 because of what he does. Running back, wide receiver. I know mainly this year he'd be more lined up at receiver. I think that's why that holdout was there, because he didn't want to take that much punishment. You know what I mean? He wants to get paid like a receiver, and it makes all the sense in the world. I can see Deebo falling into that 40 range. What's another guy that you guys see? One of your guys that you're thinking that can make this list moving forward?
Jamar Chase.
Okay.
I think Jamar Chase will be in that 40 range. I mean, what he had? 1,800 yards last year, big time.
Yeah.
Big time players showed up in the Super Bowl that made plays.
Yeah.
I would see him in that top 40 range.
Okay. Sure. I like that. The easy call, to be honest. I mean, Jamar Chase is going to be somewhere on this list.
Yeah.
Give me a surprising guy that you have in the top 50.
See, it's not surprising. The guy that I had that I was about to unload is a guy that's definitely going to be like in the top 10. I was going to say Josh Allen. But so that's not surprising. That's a cop out. I don't want to be wrong. But listen, I'm gonna live. I'm gonna live a little here.
Okay.
Right? There is a guy that I think is gonna be a lot higher than we think. Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Ooh.
Minkah Fitzpatrick is definitely going to be in the next bunch of people, because Minkah Fitzpatrick is, in my estimation, the best safety in football.
Okay. I like that.
What you think they put Trayvon Diggs in the next list?
No. Trayvon Diggs gives up too much yardage. He gets beat too much. And I think Trayvon Diggs is going to be exposed this year. I think they're going to have to wind up sitting him down.
I think Diggs is the best and worst cornerback in the league.
Yeah, he gets, like, he's even worse than Marcus Peters. Like, Marcus Peters used to play in phase. You know what I mean? So when you play in phase, and Diggs does too, when you play in phase, you take a lot of risk, and you get the reward a lot of times. You get a lot of interceptions, but you give up a lot of yardage. But with Diggs, man, I saw, like, the other day, I saw CeeDee Lamb in practice.
Oh, yeah.
Totally, he was just cooking him, man.
It wasn't even just CeeDee Lamb, though. It was an undrafted guy that they had out there smoke his boots. So, you know what I mean? So, but I'll say this. Until proven otherwise, Trayvon Diggs has had an excellent career up to this point because he makes those splash plays that everybody loves to see, right? Look, you turn the ball over, you give your team more chances to win. I get that you give up a lot of yardage and you're giving your chance, you might put him in a deficit. So it's kind of difficult to gauge where you have him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
saying? The way I look at it is if you get an interception, right, that's great. But when you get 2 touchdowns thrown over your head, it kind of cancels out what you do. Like, that guy gets beat a lot for
Diggs
big yards.
Diggs will be in the top 50.
I think.
Listen, I bet you. So when we get out to Atlanta, right? There's probably no In-N-Out burger anywhere out there, right? Because it's in a deep desert. But wherever we're staying, I want an In-N-Out burger if Diggs makes the top 50.
I'm thinking in that range too. We're gonna probably see like the Fred Warners and Darius Leonard's like in the 40, just because I don't see linebacker being a top 20 just because of how they value. I think we're gonna see Darius, Shaq Leonard, and HBCU guy.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Fred
sir.
Warner. I think that's that range, right? You'll see those guys start to come off. Right? Mark Andrews, people like the tight ends too.
So let me ask you this: where does TJ Watt end up in the top 20?
1,000%.
Okay.
Because one, name recognition. Two, team recognition. There's a lot of bias in the National Football League.
But you just answered your own question, though, bro. You said team recognition, bro. That's Trayvon Diggs to a T.
Yeah, but TJ Watt doesn't have the dirty, like his whole situation is clean. He's a Watt, plays for the Steelers. He produces at a high level. He doesn't have any hole in his game.
Bro, Diggs is a Diggs. His brother's a top 5.
Oh my God, it's not the same. This guy is getting smoked on a weekly, bro. TJ Watt is going to be a top like 15 guy.
Y'all talking about practice, not a game. You're talking about practice. Come on, man. Like at the end of the day, bro, I'm wasted. I feel like I've been on this show a couple of times. Come on now, dog. Like, do you hate the Cowboys? What do they do to you? Like,
we definitely.
No, I definitely hate the.
But let's talk about the Trayvon Diggs situation. Right? So he fell into the second round. He's a feast or famine kind of guy. Somebody band is gonna play. Somebody fans are gonna clap. Like Asante Samuels was kind of the same way. Those guys who play like that, that's a style of play. He's gonna get beat, but he's gonna make more plays. The more times he get beat, it just gets exacerbated because we've seen him make plays, and now that's what the world do. They build you up to bring you down, bro. Maybe I've been in Dallas too long, but Diggs, is he a top 3 shutdown corner? No, he's not a shutdown, take him off the side of the field corner. He's one of those guys like in basketball, right? His guy might get 7 catches, 83 yards, or 110. He gonna get a pick. Might get a pick 6. He's gonna do something in the course of that game.
He's the Russell Westbrook of the NFL.
Nah, bro, I can't even say that, bro, because that dude gets cooked,
bro.
Bro,
who cooked?
Look, let's see how many yards Trayvon Diggs has given up, right?
But
touchdowns.
Who cooked?
No, this is facts. White Tyson Diggs, he did shut down some great receivers, also though. So
But you know what you're getting. That's all I'm saying.
So let's see who's giving up the most yards.
I don't think that Micah Parsons at this point should be higher than Max. I think the reason why he will be on this list, but the reason why is because he got it done at 2 different positions.
Damn, yo.
As an edge rusher and a linebacker, like he moved around. Like they utilized him as a rookie all over the place. You know what I'm saying? When who went down for them? Their edge rusher. Dallas's edge rusher went.
Lawrence,
yes, DeMarcus Lawrence went down last year, and they ended up moving Micah to an edge rusher. Had him pretty much playing as an edge rusher at that point, and he balled out. So this guy definitely can get it done at 2 different positions, but I can't say he should be higher than Max Crosby at this point. Max has still done more in his young career than he has. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Kenna, my brother, it's hard to read everything, bro. It's hard to read everything, man.
See, I'm just trying to find Diggs's stats. You know what I mean? As far as how many yards he gave up last year.
Like I'm just saying, like the whole concept of he getting beat in practice. I'm not buying.
No, that's not really where I'm basing what I'm saying off of. I'm talking about him giving up touchdowns and huge plays.
Okay,
based off how he plays.
But why has he been in the media cycle now? Because they're like, oh, it's an undrafted guy. He getting cooked in practice. That's what practice is for, bro. Like he working out stuff.
No, I get it, and I respect that. What mostly what I'm talking about is him getting beat last season. And I know he had 11 interceptions and it's great and everything. But the thing about that is that if you have 11 interceptions, that's excellent. You return a few, that's cool.
Ooh,
but you can't have 11 interceptions and then give up two touchdowns in the same, have an interception and give up 2 touchdowns in that same game.
This is a bold take from our brother Sanjit. He said Micah Parsons is the second best defensive player in the NFL.
I mean, you know what? He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong.
So you put on this list specifically for last. Okay, so I'm tripping then saying that Mac should have been higher than him.
Yeah, it's rough because this guy, you can move this guy to two different positions,
Yeah,
man. He came in.
Yeah, I was talking about that, but still, like, whoa, that's pretty bold, bro. Like, I mean, you're talking about, you said second best defensive player, period. We're that's including Aaron Donald and TJ Watt and all these other guys. That's a very, very, very tough.
Yo,
This is his second. Remember, this is his sophomore year.
I'm talking about based off of last season, bro. To me, he was last year. He was super disruptive, man. It wasn't just disruptive. He was disruptive and dominant. And the fact that you can move him all around the field, man, he's an anomaly, bro. Like you know how like when you see a guy like him come into the league, like when you get to like the Lawrence, I'm not comparing him to Lawrence Taylor, but you can tell that he is something that we haven't seen before. Yeah. You can just tell when a guy like that comes through, you can tell, and I hate the Cowboys, but you can tell that he is something different, bro. He's different, bro. Yeah. I can't even hate on him.
Let's get a couple. You got some time for a couple more questions, Paul? I know we're about to get out of here. We're only doing an hour show tonight, you guys.
Yeah, a couple more minutes. We're good.
A couple more minutes. Let me see. Diggs was a better corner by himself than our whole team combined.
Raider Reaper, I don't think so, my brother. I don't think so. I think you need to go look at the stats. Look how many yards that brother gave up. Look how many touchdowns he gave up.
I can definitely see Chandler. I mean, not Chandler. Damn, who were we just talking about? I just lost my thought. Micah Parsons as a Khalil Mack type. Like, definitely, bro. Like, the guy that can set the edge, play linebacker, like, he can do it all. That's you know what? Damn, man, to think about that. Like, if he really is, if that's kind of like his NFL comp, because I think he can.
To me, he's better than Khalil Mack right out the gate. Because
what?
Because when Khalil Mack, no, seriously,
he was all pro in two different positions.
When Khalil Mack first came into the league, Khalil Mack, the first year, this is this guy's first year. Khalil Mack didn't have a year like that his first year in the league. If he could duplicate what he did this year, oh my God. Like we have to judge that based off of how he does this year. But his first year compared to Khalil's first year is no comparison.
Bro.
But you look at Dallas's defense as well compared to that defense that we had with the Raiders. It was totally different.
Man, look.
Around him. Go ahead, Paul.
If Parsons keeps going at this trajectory and he balls out these next 2 years, he gonna get, with that coupled with the new salary cap and everything, bro gonna get 50 a year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He gonna get 50. Yeah. And it's Jerry and Star, they gonna pay that man. He's gonna get 50.
I see.
And for me, I have no loyalty or love for Khalil Mack anymore. He's a Charger. F him. That's me. I'm not sitting up here singing a prayer. I remember we used to sit up here and say, "Oh, Khalil Mack's better than Aaron Donald" and all that bullshit. I'm not doing it. F him. I took his jersey and I threw it away.
Not me. I love Khalil Mack. I'll forever love Khalil Mack. I know he's a Charger. Look, he got traded. He didn't go to the Chargers. Like, he got traded, man. You know,
he could have came back this year. All right, get him out of here. I'm sorry.
I love Khalil.
I'm sorry. I'm just hurt. Khalil ain't come back this year, bro.
Ray said 50 mil a year. Sheesh. That's where the league is headed now.
I mean, you got to think about it. 2 years from now, that salary cap, the cap go up 225. It's going to be, the salary cap will be about almost 280, 300 mil by the time it come up. So if you look at, you factor in inflation, where it's going, I mean, he's a defensive weapon. He ain't really a defensive player. And that's what his agent going to sit in there. Dave Mulligata going to sit in there and be like, hey, bro, listen, he's not a linebacker. He can do everything. So him putting that out there on film last year, that put him in a different stratosphere.
We'll end this right here with this one. Shout out to Auntie Six. Real quick, last question. Paul, what do the numbers look like for Lamar Jackson? But what do you think Lamar's numbers end up being?
This year, you think he's going to sign something this year?
Look, I know they were all saying that they wanted to get it done before the season started, and I know he's asking for a lot of guarantees.
He's not going to get the full guarantee. He's not going to get the Deshaun Watson situation was just an anomaly. You had just a feeling like Cleveland was under the gun. They kind of had to because he was going somewhere else. You had a lot of things going on in that situation. So I don't think he gets that. But I think he's right. He's right there in that conversation to get over 40 for sure. I mean, he should get more money than Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
These are facts. Honestly, I think you can make the argument that he should be as high as paid as anybody in the league right now.
I mean, he's a former MVP.
He got the MVP. He's won. I mean, he hasn't won big, but he's won.
Yeah, he's gotten to the playoffs.
He's gotten to the playoffs. He's won a playoff game. He's carried a team that was decimated.
Yeah.
He's proven that he can win. He hasn't had an elite wide receiver yet. He hasn't had a true one yet. So he's been winning in spite of things. So, bro, those should get, I say this. I said is anywhere between 43 and 45 million a year.
Okay.
Do you think he's going to set the market, though, based off his style of play and the fact that he's been hurt? I don't think he's going to set the market. I think he's going to be right in line, but he's going to be probably like the third or fourth guy in line.
You said he's been hurt, but has he been hurt? Like Dak got hurt.
Yeah,
right?
But what they're going to do is, and this is what, you're an agent, they always do this. They're going to take his style of play, and they're going to take the sample size of what happened last year, his most recent year, and they're going to try to use that against him, man.
You say his style of play, right? But most of those quarterbacks that get these real debilitating injuries, it happens in the pocket. Like, there's the statues. So, like, what's so bad? I haven't really seen Lamar just get blasted ever. So the whole style of play thing, I don't know how you can justify that. Like,
I can say last season, and I could be wrong looking back at this play, but I do believe Lamar's style of play lost him that game week 1 against us. When he fumbled the ball and Carl Nassib, I believe he was the one that caused the fumble. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? This is a play. It's one play. But I know that we came back down and won that game in overtime after we turned the ball over in the end zone. So, Lamar's game is a little different. You know what I'm saying? It is. I mean, let's just be honest. But
yeah, guys that don't win from the pocket don't win Super Bowls. And you pay guys to win Super Bowls. Like Patrick Mahomes, say what you want. He can run around. He can create things outside of the pocket. He wins from the pocket, right? Matthew Stafford can move a little bit. He wins from the pocket. Let's just look at the people who have won Super Bowls in the recent past. Brady, everybody. There hasn't really been a guy that's a run-first quarterback that has won a Super Bowl. So I think they're going to take that style of play, and they're going to take the durability issues, and they're going to take the fact that he's his own agent, and they're going to use it against him. And I don't mean to be like you know what I mean? But you know how these, better than I do. You do this for a living.
I'll say this. I know all three of us hope that Lamar.
I hope he gets paid, but I think they're going to use it against him.
Yes, be very wealthy. He plays hard, and I think his actual passing game is very underrated. I'm gonna be real with you. I think that I think he can throw the ball, and all those rumors of being a running back and blah blah blah. He's proven time and time again in this league that he is an actual. A very good, a great starter in the NFL. Yes, they may have had to build a system around him. They did. You know what I mean? They built a solid system around him. Solid running game, put a nice O-line around him. But at the end of the day, every quarterback needs that kind of shit around them, right, to win games. I mean, let's just be real. They all need solid. They all need solid O-line, solid run game around them to win NFL football games. So I think that he's underappreciated, and I hope he gets.
You don't think he's had a no line around him though? Lamar?
I think
he has a great offensive line.
No, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, like so it's like, I mean, at this point, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Like, I think some of the talent that Lamar has had around him, some people will say he hasn't had a great wide receiver around him, but I would beg to differ that, like a guy like a Marquise Hollywood Brown, had he been with a guy who was a throw-first guy from the pocket, might have been more productive.
Well, he got Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is is a top 5 tight end in the league, and he gets it done as well. So
yeah, but the thing is, when you're a 2-read quarterback, a lot of times it's your first read and then your check down, right? So I guess a tight end is kind of like a safety blanket for a guy that's not the most accurate guy in the world. I think that what Lamar Jackson has to do is, I think Lamar Jackson has to prove that he can get it done from the pocket. And I think every quarterback at some point in their career have to prove that they can get it done from the pocket. There's no two ways around that.
I think you're right. And I think this year too, Bateman is emerging.
I was literally going to say that right now. Was my next words was Rashad Bateman.
Likely, this year I think he has a lot better receivers than people think. I was just saying in the past, he didn't just have like a bona fide one. Like Aaron Rodgers had Adams, right? You know what I mean? Kyler Murray had Hopkins. All I'm saying is like all those guys you named. Josh Allen had Diggs. They went and got him Diggs.
Yeah.
All these guys had an upper echelon, top of the top type receiver.
Yeah.
Every one of those guys that got paid.
Well, I know one guy who has one, and that's Derek Carr this year, and he's going to ball out. Shout out to White Tyson on the way out. I'm going to read this. Diggs held Evans to 10 yards, Devontae Smith 9 yards, Tyreek Hill 16 yards, Justin Jefferson 3 yards, 2 games, McLaren 1 catch, allowed most yards in the NFL, 967. Hey, look, if that's what it takes to get it done, I'll take that. I'm going to be honest. Yes, he does give up a lot, but those are great stats right there, Tyson. Shout out to you on that, my brother. On the way out, man, appreciate everybody in the chat, as always. Episode 2 of Winning Circle. What do you guys have to say on the way out? Let's start with our brother Paul real quick.
Oh, man, always good, bro. Once again, thanks for having me. Thank you for the Kevin Hart stuff, man. It's been a great week for me, man. And hopefully we can get on, one of these weeks and get into that mental health stuff that we were talking about. And with the season coming up, man, I just want to wish you guys blessings in the season because I know it's going to get a little busier. It's going to be harder to do these. And just want to wish y'all continued blessings, man. And God look over you and give y'all everything you need this year, man.
I appreciate it. And let me know what Monday you're free so we can do that. We'll do the mental health Monday. Just let me know part of your schedule. If you say, hey, Graph, I'm open this Monday. What's up? Let's do it. Anytime you're available. Wasted, what's good on the way out? You already smiling and shit.
Yo, my brothers, peace and blessings. Is always a beautiful time getting on the air with y'all. And next time we get on the air, I want y'all to both say, Skip. I gotta be the Skip Bayless. Hey,
I like this episode because today it got a little feisty, man.
I gotta be the Skip. We always agree on every goddamn thing.
We get to talking football, and I love it, man. That's what we need, though. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the chat, man. We're gonna spend some time with our wives. Paul about to do his Dougie, man. You guys have a blessed night. Shout out to the chat. Love y'all nation. We out of here, man. One.